Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I do actually hope you're having a wonderful time. For what seems to be about the 10th time I've risen from a lovely warm seat to be holding a sheet of paper in my hand. But before I say any more, there's a king and a queen. There's always a king and a queen. But there's a little thing that always worried me. The king always sits on a throne slightly bigger than the queen. And Mara, there's my little buddy. I'm a bit concerned today that JK is sitting a bit. Would you do me the grace on? I know you've already been married, but would you please place your left hand on the table? And John, would you please place your right hand just on top? That's lovely. Now, a few rules to a happy marriage. And this is as my marriage guidance counsellor said to me. I have got an encapsulated one for you, mates. Don't worry if they all don't go in. It's encapsulated just in case there's a few tears any time that you're unsure of them. If they drain onto it, it won't get wet. It'll be fine. You'll wait. Now these rules are for a happy marriage. And this is addressed to you. Always admit when you are wrong. Never admit when you are right. Help Nicky to make a decision. Only if asked to. But do not make it for her. Because if it goes wrong, I'll say no more. Keep him with a mother-in-law. Keep her sweet, tell her how beautiful she looks. You can do that now. Otherwise, never shout at each other. Unless your house is on fire. If you want to go out for a beer, take the father-in-law with you. Sitting in the corner, we know we don't always want them with us. Give him a... He's there in the corner now, isn't he? Give him a few more drinks. Give him a bit inebriated. But the thing is, don't forget to take him home with you. And when you do, make sure that Nicky and her mother realise that it was you that instigated the time to come home and how you got home. That's all you remember. So these are your rules. But while I've been talking about your rules, mate, what I've done for you, I've placed your hands in that position. And the reason I've done that, mate, is for the last couple of minutes, I wanted you to have the upper hand. Now, I have got a bit of a concern. And I've been now with my wife for 25 years. And I won't say she neglects me, but we've got family, we've got kids. We haven't got a dog, but we've got a lot going on. So sometimes the man feels a little bit left out. And I know with Nicky, she got these horses, and I had horses once upon, and they take a lot of commitment. You've got to go and groom them and clean them, you go out riding them, you go on to shows and all this. So, I have a major concern, mate, and it's for you. And I'm concerned that over a period of time, after a couple of months, things start going downhill, and Nicky neglects you, she's over her horses. So I bought you a little present. And this little present, would like to open it later. Open it now. It's for you, and I'm sure this will help you come into the fold of horses.
I'm going to put it on.
Yeah.
Now the reason behind this thinking is that if Nicky, you could just chuck it around your shoulders. I've got to be honest, I did check it, it's large boys, it should fit.
No, you don't fit.
You got the action. Now the reason behind my thinking was that if John was sat in the front room and he was bored watching, I don't know, EastEnders or whatever they do, I don't know what they do. And Nicky's obviously gone over now to the stables and she's grooming her horses and looking at them, and she gets all sort of like mesmerised by her horses and she's in her horse world. John could think, I'm going to join in with this. I know you don't want to muck out and all, you told me this, so I thought, put the onesie on, you can trot along across the road, slip in the back door of the stables. You get in the stable, you keep quiet. And I got this plan. Nicky will be grooming, she'll be mucking out, she'll work her way through the stables, so oblivious to what's going on, she won't realise she's now got 4 ponies. In fact, though, I thought you was more like a stallion. Anyway, Nicky goes through the horses, she turns up, she's into your little room, or your little stable. And while she's in there, she's stroking you down and patting you. And I don't know why you talk in their ears. You know, because I've seen women talking in the horses' ears, and the little ears come up, you handsome little things. But anyway, I'm a bit concerned for you now. See, in this stable, little stable, and he might get a little bit geared up. He's a stallion after all. So I thought about it. So I thought, how are you going to be able to control him? Not only in the stables, but outside of the stables. So I've got you a little gift. It's for you.
I thought it was a wedding day, that was sad.
You take that with her and you crack it right on, and that should hopefully calm him down. Anyway, it leads me to how I met my mate JP. And I met JP back in 1988. And I know I'm going on, I'm not going to talk about every year, but I met him in 1988, and this was on a firm called E. Thomas Construction. We were both apprentice carpenters. And as we was going through our time in our apprenticeship, we used to laugh and joke about one day owning our own business. And John would come up and he'd go, oh, that's brilliant, Steve. He said, I know what the name will be. He said it would be called John and Steve Construction. You used to have a way of saying it, didn't you? Can you remember it?
John and Steve Construction.
John, where the hell that come from? You know, but anyway, he used to have this thing, and I said, no way, it's not going to be called that. I said, it can't be called that. So we used to go through it all the time. But anyway, what actually happened at the end of the 3 years or 3.5 years of our apprenticeship, John actually realised he's pretty crap at carpentry. He picked his tools up, joined the fire brigade. Did us all a great favour, no problem then, didn't have to think what it was going to be called, it was named after me. So anyway, with that, John joins the fire brigade, talks me into it, I join the on-call, and I'm carrying this bleeper. So it all worked out perfect. Bleeper goes off, I run off to the fire station. John now is my boss at the fire station. Weekends, evenings, he comes and works with me, and I'm his boss. Happy days. But when I sat down and actually thought about this, I really thought, I believe that firm should have always been named after me. And I came up with 3 good reasons. The first was, my middle name is John, so it should have been Steve and John Construction. The second was, I am the oldest, and I believe I still am, but you may not. But the important one that came to me was 5 months ago, when John popped the big question. Not to you, Nicky, to me. And that was when I realised that you realised I am the best man. But on a serious note, and I've got this thing about me, I will be serious. Marriage is not about finding a person to live with. It's about finding a person you can't live without. I seriously think, you and Nicky have certainly done that. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, please raise your glasses. A lifetime. Of love and happiness to my best mate, JP, Nicky.
The bride and groom. Bride and groom. Right, good night.